All right, happy Wednesday, good afternoon. It's Mike and John. We're going to work through a little bit of qualifying sellers for listing appointments, as well as the questions to ask on the listing appointment, scripts to use, how to close. We're going to try to break this into chapters so that way we can get back to it. The first chapter is going to be about before you go to a home. This is something that, when you're closing on the phone, you want to make sure you're asking these questions so you're not wasting your time going to the wrong homes. You also want to ask these questions again when you get to the house so you can be absolutely sure. And if there's any bit of indecisiveness that goes on later in the closing process, you can refer back to those responses as motivation for the person that you're trying to sell. All good? All good. So Mike, if you don't mind, let me see those questions.
Yeah.
Great. So here are the questions that I think are most important. Again, these are the mandatory questions. Ask them on the phone. Ask them when you get there. How willing are you to price the home at a fair market price? That's going to tell you their willingness to play by the rules of the market, right? We don't make the market, we interpret it. I understand you put money into renovating your home and you put money into improvements, but right now supply demand is what dictates fair market value and what your home's going to go for. So people need to be clear on that. Two, how much do you owe? Again, that's a motivator as well. If somebody is up against a fence, there's a sense of worry that you can play on. Whereas somebody who has a fair, good equity position, there's a little bit of leverage you have when you're negotiating with them, trying to make sure that you get the price that's going to get the home sold. Third question, how soon are you looking to get it sold? Right? This is a question that tells you how much they're going to play by your rules. We don't really care if it sells in the next year or so. We're just trying to see what we get. Or I needed to sell this yesterday. Those people are going to react very differently to the pressure that you put on them. Four, how willing are you to make changes to the home? To be honest, more than tell you how likely they are to be open to making changes, it's a bigger clue into their financial situation. Right? Somebody who's willing to do anything to get the home sold, you can tell that's a good motivator. They probably have some financial position to do that. Whereas somebody that scoffs at the idea or goes against the idea of doing anything at all that's going to get their home sold, they might have motives that are counterintuitive to actually getting the house sold. A great question for expireds or for sale by owners is, what do you think has kept the home from selling up to this point? That's going to tell you a little bit about their dissatisfaction. They're going to tell you if it was the price, if it was the marketing, if it was the photographs, if it was the agent that they had, if they don't have any clue at all. All of those answers are really helpful in you asserting yourself as the expert, because then you get to talk to the value of perhaps where their home's marketing was lacking. Where we got some more questions here. A sixth question here. How familiar are you with what our team does to get top dollar for homes and get them sold quickly right here locally? That plays on a couple things. We're going to get top dollar, we're going to get them sold quick, and it's local, so you can trust us. We know this area. What it also does is poke doubt in the seller in whatever they have as their plan for getting the home sold. Actually, I'm not familiar at all with what you guys are doing to get top dollar quickly locally. And when they have that sense of doubt, again, they're more open to your expertise and what you're going to tell them and how we should go and get this home sold. Because when it's all said and done, the most important thing is getting the right price to get them sold. And even if that means being a little firm with the seller there at the top of the inning, because come the ninth inning, if they're able to move and see their children or get out of this financial situation or realize their dreams in a new city, you become Superman as opposed to the guy that was really tough on price with me. So those, I think, are super important questions to ask up front so you can see if this person is serious, willing to play by your rules, what their financial situation is, and how hard you're going to have to work to get the price that you need.